Welcome to the final video in this series. Here we're talking all about WordPress, your blog, and how to connect the two, where to make blog posts. If you're not familiar, WordPress integrates with Showit. So Showit controls the front end styling and your blogging is actually done inside of WordPress. Now you already have a WordPress account when you connect your domain and you activate your Showit WordPress blog subscription. You want to be on the blog basic or the advanced blog tier in order to use a blog. If you would like to upgrade your subscription so that you can use these blog templates and have a blog, just reach out to the Showit support team and they can help you. But here is the template for the blog. This is how the homepage looks. This is a demo. You'll actually delete this page, but this is showing you what it will look like once posts are loaded in. When someone clicks into a post, this is what they will see. So you'll have the category, your title, your post content, and then we have this cool sidebar that you can customize. The first thing that you're going to do is actually go to the blog page, not the demo. You're going to delete this page. You're going to go to the actual blog page and you can customize this to fit your brand however you want. And then when you go to the single post page, here you won't really need to customize anything but this sidebar. Now, when I click on the sidebar, you may see that it's a very, very small canvas. It's actually a 1 pixel high canvas. So if we go to the canvas size here, we're going to click on the blog sidebar, you can see the height is 1. That's just so that it overlaps the post content. So if you're having trouble clicking on the actual canvas itself, make sure that you actually go in to blog sidebar up here in the very top left and select it. Then you'll be able to edit this content and link things as needed. So that's the blog homepage and the single page. We also have one other page, which is the category page. So the category title, someone can search by, for example, on the main blog page. If they click on category 1, they'll be brought to this category where it will automatically display the category they selected up top here. And then the blog posts that fall into that category will automatically populate here, which is really cool. Once you've gone in and customized the blog, you've taken a look at the single post as well as the sidebar and looked at the category page to customize it, you'll want to go over to the main blog homepage and look at these categories. So 1, 2, and 3, you can add as many categories as you like. I recommend at least 2 or 3 categories. You're going to select here and you're going to rename it. So let's say this is a category of parties. I'll change that text. Then I'll go over to click actions and it's going to be URL. And then we're just going to change the URL to whatever the name of the category is. You don't need the full URL, you just need the ending part. So it's going to be /category /, and then you'll change this to match. So parties, just like that. If your category was 2 words, if we had birthday, parties, we would have a hyphen in between the 2 words. So it would be birthday hyphen parties, just like this. And that is how you link your categories on the Showit side. Now, when we log into WordPress, I'll show you how to set up the categories in there, but this is what you need to do on the Showit side in order to make sure that WordPress knows what your categories are and where to place them. Always remember to check that mobile version. We're just going to pop over here and make sure that that is looking good under our category list. Looks good to me. Now we can go in and log into the backend of WordPress. Once you have your domain connected, you've connected your DNS settings, you've followed those setup instructions from the very first video, you are going to go to your domain. If this is balloonandco.com, we would go to balloonandco.com /WP-admin. Once you do that, I'll show you what that login screen looks like. This is it. You'll be directed to this page and you log in with the same username and password that you log in to Showit with. It's the same account details. Once you hit log in, you'll be taken to your dashboard. Now this is similar to what your dashboard will look like. I am using a testing blog account, so yours is going to look a little bit different. There are already tons of posts and categories and tags and all the good things in here just for demonstrating. Yours may look a little more stripped down, but this is the basic dashboard when you enter. The first time you log into WordPress, I want you to go straight to where it says plugins down here. On the very left-hand side in the middle, you're going to click on plugins, and it probably will already be in this list, but you're looking for this, Yoast SEO. I want you to go ahead and install that plugin if it's not already. Click on activate. Down here, mine says deactivate, but yours will say activate. If you don't see Yoast in this list, go up to the top here, search install plugins or add new and get Yoast SEO. This is going to come in later when we're working on SEO for our blog post. I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to do that. But for now, go ahead and install it. Once that's completed, we actually want to make our first post. There's a couple different ways to make a post. It's all the same thing. You can go to post and then add new, or you can go up to this new button up here and click on post. Once you do that, it's going to bring you to this screen. This is the editor. If you've installed the Yoast plugin, it will pop up here. We can just minimize that for now. This looks very different than our Show It blog page, right? Here, this is what our blog will look like if we're using the demo. So we need to make these posts so that it populates, but remember, Show It controls the styling, whereas WordPress just controls the content. You're going to put in a title, your paragraph. You can use this plus button here to add things like images, different headings. You can craft your post any way you like, and just remember that Show It's going to pull everything in and make it styled to fit your template. I can give you an example of what that looks like here. This is a test post that I've added in. Here's our category. Here's our title. We have a paragraph and then some images here in our post. This one is obviously for a photographer, so there's a lot of images in here. You may have something a little bit more wordy depending on what your brand is and what you're blogging about. Here is another example. I put in a title here. We've got a little bit of paragraph and I've imported an image. So say we are super happy with this post, we can go ahead and see what it's going to look like in our template. We go to this little preview button. It's in between save draft and publish. Click there, click preview in a new tab, and WordPress will generate the preview for you. So here is our site. We haven't set a category yet, so it's going to say uncategorized. This is our title space, and then here is our content. Going back to our post, there are probably some things that we want to do before we actually publish this live. The first one is add a category. So we're going to go actually back to view posts, and we're going to go down to under posts. It says all posts and then categories. And then we're actually going to add the same category that we did on the Show It side. So I think we landed on, was it birthday parties? We are going to add that here under name. And then we're just going to hit add new category. That's all we need to do. Now it will show you the slug that we plugged into the Show It site already. Perfect. Now in our post, if we go back to all posts, you'll see our draft in there. Now we can go and select this category from the list. So I'm going to uncheck uncategorized and I'm going to search birthday. Perfect, birthday parties. So that is our category. I really only recommend selecting about 1, maybe 2 categories for your posts, whereas underneath here, tags, we can choose a lot. This helps with the search function inside the blog here, so someone can search the blog and pull up posts that are related, and these tags help that. I would say maybe birthday, balloons, events. You'll know your tags best, but I would say add maybe 10 tags in there. Then we have our featured image. Now, this is the image that appears inside of the template as like the cover. You can add as many images as you want to your post, and you can even make the featured image an image that's not included in the post. But for this example, I want to use this one as the cover image. Over here, I would click on here, and then I'm able to select an image from the media library, or you can upload an image. Now, this media library is completely separate from the Show It media library. Just take note of that. Then we can write an excerpt down here. If you go back to the blog template, you'll see that there's not an excerpt displayed on these preview posts. You actually can skip an excerpt if you haven't added that to your template. If your template does show an excerpt, which is just a little preview of what the post is, you'll want to write that excerpt down here under the featured image. Now that we've added our image, our category, and our tags, we're ready to work on some SEO stuff. So we are going to scroll down to the very bottom and pop open our Yoast SEO plugin. I'm going to quickly run through how to use this, but it's pretty self-explanatory. The thing I love about Yoast is that it helps improve your SEO and teaches you SEO at the same time. Scrolling up to the top, we have our first test post is our title. So we're going to pretend that this blog post is about balloons. So let's change this title to how to make great on a budget. Okay, this is going to be the pretend topic of our blog post. Let's go ahead and follow the Yoast instructions. First, we need to put in a key phrase. So what is something that I want to rank for? Let's say balloon art on a budget is the key phrase that I want to rank for. We're going to take that from our title and we are going to post it in this focus key phrase. Your key phrase should always be in your title. That's why I'm kind of taking something out of the title here. Next, you can see how this is going to load in mobile and desktop. Going down here, we have the SEO title. It just tells us how this is going to display. It says the title of the blog post, a little separator, and then the name of our blog. Ours is just Show It Designer Test Blog right now. Our slug, you can leave this as is. This is automatically going to populate to the title. Remember, I changed the title, so we actually will have to add that in again. We'll go down here and just paste in. This is a little bit long. We can adjust this if we want to. So if we just want it to be great balloon art on a budget, that is fine too. Now for our meta description. This is what's going to display under this title right here, and this is really important. We are going to write something that entices people to read this, but also includes a lot of keywords to help Google understand what this post is about. Okay, I have started to fill in our meta description here. I put here the top 5 tips to make great balloon art on a budget, but it doesn't really fill up this space, and we want this bar to turn green. That tells us that our meta description is long enough. We need to add some more to this. So let's say here are the top 5 tips to make great balloon art on a budget. Balloon and Co. uses be in our celebrations every day. So now our line has turned green, which is great. We know that this meta description is long enough. Of course, you're going to know your content and your blog post better than I will. You can come up with probably a better worded meta description, but that's the gist of it. Now we get down to my favorite part. I call this the red light, green light system because that's kind of what's going on here. First, starting with the green, this is going to tell us all the things that we've done well in our post. We have images. That's great. We have our key phrase in our title. Remember, I talked about how we want that in there. Great balloon art on a budget is our key phrase. That's in our title. That's great. Our key phrase length is good. It's not too long. It's not too short. We use the key phrase in the meta description. This one is really important. If you go back up to the meta description, I have make great balloon art on a budget, or actually it's just great balloon art on a budget. Then our meta description length, we already knew that we did that well because we got that green line. We haven't used this key phrase before. Now this one's important because you don't want to always use the same key phrase. Your posts can start to compete to each other. If you have 10 posts that all use the key phrase, great balloon art on a budget, they can start to compete with each other. But also you want to kind of cast your net a little bit wider in case people are searching for something else, a different variation of that, maybe a different question. It just helps to make sure your blog posts are covering a variety of different topics and using a variety of different key phrases, even if you are very niche down. Then our key phrases in our slug, we updated that to the title, so that takes care of that one. And then our SEO title width is good job, just basically saying that our title isn't too long and isn't getting cut off. Those are the things we did well. Improvements we can make. The image key phrase, you can add, just like we did in the SEO tutorial, you can add SEO properties to this image. We haven't done it right here, but you could go in and add a description of this image and include a keyword. That would be preferred. Then we have some things that we want to definitely fix. The text length is only 69 words. Of course, if we were writing a real post, we would probably naturally have more than that, but you want to try to make your post around 300 words. Next, we haven't used a key phrase in an introduction. Now, this is just some filler text, but if we put the key phrase somewhere at the beginning of this paragraph, are you wondering how to make great balloon art on a budget? Remember, great balloon art is our focus key phrase, and when we did that, it turned the light green. Perfect. And then outbound and internal links. This is a really easy one to fix and helps you a lot. So outbound means just anything that is not hosted on your own site. This could be your social media channels. This could be someone that you've collaborated with, a photographer, a venue, links to other resources. And then an internal link is something that does link back to your site. This could be your contact page. It could be another blog post, maybe your services. So take a look at what you could add to the end of your blog post or naturally within the post to help turn those lights green. Once you are happy with your SEO score, you can go ahead and publish your post. That is a quick tutorial on how to use WordPress, how to use Yoast, and how it integrates with Showit. Thank you so much for watching these tutorials and purchasing your template. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to us. We're happy to help and really excited to see the launch of your new website.